Hey my friend, DK back with another Savings Highway Global video, and in this video we're going to talk about the Savings Highway Global compensation plan. Now, there are 10 different ways you can earn from the compensation plan inside of Savings Highway Global. I'm only going to cover a handful of those. Literally for me as, an emerging leader inside of Savings Highway Global, we're going to look at the top things that I look at, which is really the big rocks, the big nuggets. How do you earn? When do you earn? Those sort of things. What should be important to you that you need to know and understand so you can really attack and get this comp plan so it makes sense to you. So we're going to break it down and we're going to look at it in 3 different ways. So we're going to talk about personal referrals. What happens when you sponsor someone? We're going to look at the Unilevel, which is, another way of saying that is a straight line from you sponsor someone who sponsors someone, and it just goes out in a straight line. We're going to look at that. And the reason why we're going to look at these different ways is because when you log into your back office, your members area, it shows you right in your genealogy, right in your organization, it specifically shows Matrix and Unilevel. So we're going to explain the differences between the two and why that should make sense to you. And then we're going to talk about the Matrix. Now, the Matrix is different from the Unilevel, but these things all work together. So before we get into it, we're going to cover one section at a time. We're going to look at personal referrals, Unilevel, and then Matrix. The easiest way to understand it right now, the way it is these two right here, okay? Both the Unilevel as well as personal referrals are what's referred to as fast start bonuses, okay? Fast start. What does fast start means? It means you get it immediately. So any sale in a Unilevel, any personal referral, you see that sale, that commission the same day. All right, so hopefully that makes sense. Really simple, easy to understand. Unilevel, personal referrals, you see that sale and that commission the same day it happens. Matrix, these are renewals, okay? These are renewals, which means your Matrix commissions, you don't see your first month. You don't see if you sponsor someone and they renew the next month, that's when you're going to see it in your Matrix, okay? This is all renewals. That's where the Matrix comes in. And we're going to dive into all 3 of these, and I'm going to show you how each one of them work. All right, so first thing we're going to talk about is direct referrals. This is really simple. When you personally sponsor someone, you get 50%, okay? So easy math to understand, 50%. So when you sponsor a gold, okay, a gold is 20 bucks, you're gonna get 10 bucks. That's a $10 fast start bonus, okay? When you sponsor a platinum, okay, you're gonna get $50, okay? Simple, easy to understand, 50%, boom, there you go. Now, also understand this, if you're a gold member and you sponsor a platinum member, you still get the $50 commission, okay? Now, there are differences, a lot of differences between gold and platinum members. When you go onto the sign-up page, you'll be able to see them literally listed side by side so you can decide which is for you. There are way more benefits as a platinum member than as a gold, but as far as the commissions go, as far as the compensation plan goes, you can be a gold member and you can earn a platinum commission, okay? So a lot of people don't know that, but that's really exciting. That's a great thing that Savings Highway Global does. So that's basically the gist on personal referrals. Real simple, real easy to understand. We're gonna get into renewals. When your personal referrals renew, we're gonna get into that once we hit the Matrix. All right, now let's talk about the Unilevel. The Unilevel is just another way of looking at the compensation plan. It's another way of getting, just like we mentioned in the beginning, fast start bonuses, okay? All right, fast starts. Fast starts means immediate, means it happens the day that somebody signs up. Simple, right? So Unilevel, it starts with you, okay? We're just gonna put a Y in a circle. This is you. And what I want you to imagine is basically a straight line, okay? It goes from you all the way out to 10 people away from you. This is your Unilevel. So what does this mean? And this is different from the Matrix. The Matrix could be anybody in your team, and I'm gonna explain this once we get to the Matrix portion, but the Matrix could be anyone that is either sponsored by you or placed underneath you. In other words, what's called spillover. The Unilevel, this is all you, okay? So how this looks on a dry erase board and how this looks on paper is you sponsor, okay, Mike. You sponsor Mike. Mike, we're gonna just say for the sake of this example, and it's all percentages. So it doesn't matter if it's gold or a platinum, the percentages are the same. I'm gonna explain that in a minute. So you sponsor Mike, and we're gonna say for this example, everyone here is a platinum, just for easy math. You sponsor Mike. Mike sponsors Bill, okay? Bill sponsors Linda, all right? Linda sponsors Wendy, all right? Easy to understand. This is what's called your line of descent, or all on your Unilevel, all on one straight line. You sponsor Mike, who sponsors Bill, who sponsors Linda, who sponsors Wendy. How this is gonna work, if you remember personal referrals, you sponsor Mike, Mike's a platinum, you're gonna get a $50 commission. Simple and easy to understand, right? Now, once you go one person out, in other words, known as your second level in your Unilevel, second level Unilevel, and you sponsor Bill, and hypothetically, all of these people are platinums, okay? Easy math, all of these people are platinums. So Bill's a platinum, Linda's a platinum, Wendy's a platinum. You're gonna get $10 for Bill, $5 for Linda, $5 for Wendy, and this is gonna go out $5 each all the way out until you get to 10 people, okay? You with me so far? It's pretty simple, right? So what this is this is 10%, okay, of the initial platinum commission, 10% of the platinum commission, and then it's 5%, 5%, 5%, 5%, all the way out to 10 people. It ends up, the compensation plan on the Unilevel ends up paying out 100%. That's a great deal. That's a great deal for you. Now, here's where it gets really, really cool. And this is where the Unilevel part of the compensation plan can be very, very lucrative for you. Now, it does not matter when these people come in. They could, Mike could sponsor Bill, who sponsors Linda, who sponsors Wendy. This could all happen in one day, or this could all happen in 3 months. It does not matter. The compensation is going to be the same. But here's where it gets really cool. Let's say in your line of descent, Linda breaks off, and Linda goes and sponsors Sue, all right? And then Sue, okay, so you're gonna get $5 for Sue, right? Easy to understand, because that's still part of the line, still part of, it's like a different level of the Unilevel, just created a different extension of the Unilevel. It's still your Unilevel because it stems from you and goes out. Now, Sue is a rock star. We love Sue. Sue's amazing. Sue goes ahead and she sponsors 100 people herself. Sue personally sponsors 100 people because she's a rock star. She has a big social media influence, whatever. Boom. Guess what you're going to get? 5 times 100. Whenever these people come in, you're going to see that commission the day these people come in. If it's all in one day, if it's in a month, if it's in a week, whenever, you're going to get $500 for the efforts of Sue, because Sue is in your what? In your Unilevel. You're going to see this the day that it happens. Now, what's going to happen as they renew further down the road? That's going to be in the matrix, which we're going to take a look at in a minute. So this is how the Unilevel works. Now, here's what's also you need to know and understand. You can have more than one Unilevel. You can have 100 Unilevels. As an example, if you're like Sue and you personally sponsor, okay, you personally sponsor as many people as you sponsor. For every brand new person that you sponsor, you start a new Unilevel. So if you sponsor Steve, you sponsor Bob, you sponsor Deb, okay? Boom. Don't mind my writing. If you sponsor Steve, Bob, and Deb, and Mike, that's 4 Unilevels that you're going to be creating, okay? And again, all of these commissions apply, all right? So same thing with gold. We mentioned platinum. Same thing with gold. If you're gold, it's still 10%, 5%, 5%, all the way out to 10 people. So that, my friends, is how the Unilevel works. Now we're going to dive into the matrix. All right, so the matrix, this is different from the fast starts. This is different from your personal referrals. This is different from the Unilevel. The matrix is all about renewals. It's literally when that person hits 30, 60, 90, 120 days, when they renew, that's where the matrix comes into play. So matrix equals renewals, okay? You with me so far? Pretty easy to understand. So at the top of the matrix, you have you, and then your matrix goes out, and it is a 3 by 12 matrix. So meaning you can have 3 people on your first level, and then it's going to be 9 people. We're just going to say Just pretend that's 9. We're going to say 9, and then it's going to go down, and it's going to cascade down all the way down to 12 levels down here. Okay, down to 12 levels. And you don't need to read that, but just that's 12 levels, okay? So now, when you start placing people in your matrix, you're going to most likely get what's called spillover, which means someone gets placed in your matrix for you, and you're also going to have your own personal referrals in here. So I'm just going to draw some circles here, and what we're going to do is I'm going to show you on paper here on the dry erase board what this looks like for your personal referral. So what we're going to do is for your personals, the people that you personally sponsor, they're your direct referrals, they're in your Unilevel, but that has nothing to do with where they are placed and what you get as a commission inside the matrix. So that's where the Unilevel and the matrix are two completely separate things. So let's say you have, we're going to put P for personal. We're going to put a P here. You got a personal over here. You got a personal here. And you got a personal here, maybe one more up here. So let's say you got 5 personal referrals, okay? Now they're placed down in the matrix. All right, so personal referrals in the matrix every single month when they renew, all you gotta remember is the number 25%, okay? 25%. So let's say you have golds and platinum. A gold, every time a gold renews, okay, you're gonna get $5 every single month as long as they stay active. If you have a platinum, and they renew, they're somewhere down in your matrix, and they renew every single month, you're going to get $25 every single month, okay? So this is for personals, all right? So personals, right here, 25% renewal every single month in the matrix. Doesn't matter where they're placed. They could be on your first level, they could be on your 10th level, it does not matter. The renewals is the same. Now, let's take a look at what happens when they are not personally sponsored by you, when it's spillover. So spillover, or, when someone is placed down beneath you, you get that email notification that says, hey, you have a new member in your genealogy. This is as simple as it is. If they're not in your line of descent, they're not personally sponsored by you or in your Unilevel, meaning someone above you, someone on your team above you placed someone down underneath you, this is as simple as it is, okay? For a gold, you're going to get $1, okay? And for platinum, you're going to get $5 every single month if they renew, whether you sponsored them or not. Here's where it gets really, really cool with the matrix is, so let's say all these people that are not personal, so we got the P's and the underline, those are your personals, you got 5 of them in there. All these other people, if they're a mix of gold and platinums, you're going to be getting $1 or $5 for each one. Here's where it gets really cool. Again, remember the example from the Unilevel. Now we're going to look at it from a matrix standpoint. Let's say that you have someone that comes in who was not referred to, not in your Unilevel, not in your line of descent. They were placed there. You got spillover, and we're just going to call them person X. Person X is a platinum, and person X turns around and brings in, over the course of a month or over the course of however long, person X brings in 500 people into your matrix because they're placed under you. So now permanently down under you on your team. Person X brings in 500 people. What is 500 times 5 every single month? 500 times 5, my goodness, that's $2,500 a month. $2,500 a month by the efforts of one person who is placed down underneath you. That's the power of the matrix. Now imagine a handful of people getting out there and taking action. Your commissions, your matrix commissions every single month when those renewals kick in, you could build up some significant income in a very short amount of time. Now, here's what you need to know about the matrix. In order to earn at least 10 levels deep in the matrix, you yourself have to have 2 personally sponsored people, okay? So you, in order to start qualifying, all right, you have to have 2 personally sponsored people. So I know there's people on our team, there's people that are probably watching this video that might only have 1 personal, or maybe they have no personals, but they have a team of 10, 15, 20, 100 people. In order to start earning from those renewals, okay, in order to start earning from those renewals every single month, you have to have a minimum of 2 personally sponsored people. That is the matrix. The matrix is all about renewals. It doesn't matter where your personals are placed in the matrix. You can place them where you want. It's up to you. It's totally up to you. But the pay is going to be the same. So wherever they land in the matrix, the pay is going to be the same. 25% for personal referrals, and then anyone that's a non-personal, $1 per gold, $5 per platinum. So there it is, my friend. That is the compensation plan for Savings Highway Global in a nutshell. And again, remember, there's 10 different ways to earn. These are the most common and what I like to call the big rocks or the big nuggets that you need to know and understand as to how do I get paid, when do I get paid, when does the commission show in my members area. So fast starts, Unilevel and personal referrals, those are fast starts. You see those the same day that they happen. Matrix, you're gonna see the following month. So I hope this video makes sense. Hope you take action. If you're watching this on YouTube, do me a favor, make sure you subscribe and also ring the bell so you get notified anytime I post new content. And if you're ready to get started with Savings Highway, do me a favor, is click the link down below this video. Get started. We will plug you in and help get you moving. I'll see you on the next video.